companies needs to adapt. And I just love to go in companies and change, help to understand how we can modify slowly and step by step with knowledge. Because the more we know, the more we become free also. And that's what we need to bring. And it has to come from the employee, the respect and the loyalty. You cannot impose the loyalty to an employee. It has to come from the deep values.
Hello, Professor Kaya. It's a real joy for me to have this sharing on a very interesting and a very relevant subject, emotional intelligence. We are hearing quite often these days about the importance of EQ, emotional intelligence, one in general life and also in business. So we would like to know more from you. How is this relevant today?
You are right, Santosh, and very glad that we have this conversation together because this is not a trend. Emotional intelligence in business is like something that is becoming so important because new generations are arriving in the work space, and they come with a complete different way of being. They have been immersed in technologies, and this has often created in them a form of selfishness that closes the doors to others, and that creates a lot of problems in relationships. Either they love to be in the group and they love to connect, or the other opposite, they will have difficulty of interactions. And this collective consciousness that we see now emerging is affecting the work, and we see now in many companies they cannot keep their employees. They stay for a while, and then eventually, they don't have the same fidelity that it used to be. In the past, you used to have a job for 40 years until your retirement. But today, this is over. This time is over. So there's a new way, a new philosophy that companies needs to integrate, and this is essential to train top managers and employees to become this new model of business that can bring stability and success and a true prosperity. The way to go to this is to create a family, because the family is broken. It's broken by technologies, it's broken by lacks of time and lacks of commitment also. So if we create an environment where, of course, we need results in business, we need to do the steps, and the 1, 2, 3 is basic math, but this dynamic of communication, of doing meetings in a way where we don't do this to dominate the employees. We do this to increase the leadership in every person. And by doing this, we have to be emotionally involved. I know in the past it used to be like, okay, I'm the boss and you're the employee, and there's a big wall.
Yes.
That I just look on top of it to say hello, and then, so there was a lot of hierarchy process. But this time is over. This time is over. Those who are trying this recipe with the new generation of workers, they cannot be successful. They want to have a father. They want to have a mother. And at the same time, these new models are emerging, and some leaders are saying, okay, but if I am too close to my employees, they are not going to respect me. And that's quite the opposite with the new generations, and we have to be ready. This is one of the main topics I have in all the countries where we offer EQ business training. And this is why when we talk about emotional intelligence, we talk about how we communicate, how also we create environment that will put back some values in the companies, where we can create a real form of unity and a sharing also of leadership. And this is good for leaders to share, power, because it gives more time. If you have learned to delegate the right way, definitely, your business will go well, and you may have time to play golf because you have the right people in place, and maybe think as a visionary, because when we are a leader, we need to have time to be a visionary. And if we are always taking everything on our shoulders and we don't trust people, we have not created this environment that is healthy. And then it's, of course, everything is only based on money and results. And we know it's important. Of course, money is the structure of a success of a company. It has to circulate. But we have also to teach to employees that they have a piece of the pie, And the shareholders at the end, they just take a few percentage if you reach to profits. So people sometimes don't think like that. They just think like, the top guys, they are having, the big money and everything. But mainly, a company is a sharing process, and the salaries are the biggest part of the budget in a company. So that's something that it's very special, because employees don't think about that. They just have two levels: boss, employees. They don't see that there's a connection, and being a boss is not always easy, because sometimes you don't sleep at night because you turn in your head, and that's why communication and being able to have a good emotional intelligence process in us is absolutely essential in the companies of tomorrow.
So then we can say that emotional intelligence can help us to bridge the generation gap?
Yes. This is the key. This is the key to bring a new way of doing things, because the hierarchy process is over. This is over. Of course, when you're the CEO or you're the top manager, you have your position. But if you shake your keys always to show that you have, the nice car and everything, you play the card of jealousy or the card of I'm important and you're not important. That's not working. Okay. That's not working. And there's a way to detect also when we hire top managers, we need to think about that, because they represent the company. And they represent our interest when we are, the owner of the company. It is our interest, and they represent us. So if there are abuses, abuse of power, of position, of leadership, then it's not good. It's not good. And that's why often, many employees, they are leaving, or they are just like very detached. So they do their job, and when it's time to leave, it's like bye-bye, and right on time, and they follow by the book. They don't put their heart in the company. One day, we are not just counting minutes. We know we are part of a social project, and our friends are there working with us, because there's an environment that is based on empathy and respect, and this is something that we can grow in a company. And that's That's my job. Also, when I arrive, I want to answer the questions, be there with the elements that can bring the company to the next level of success.
So, emotional intelligence, is it important only for managers and leaders, or employees even at the junior level need to be trained on this?
I think you're right. We need to go straight from the beginning. That's the same thing. We have EQ business training, but we organize also EQ schools training for even in kindergartens, they can learn to detect emotion. We put an image and, okay, what is this facial expression? What does it mean, etc. So when we go in the entire structure and we arrive and we train employees, then the respect is better for the managers and for the CEOs. So, and we make a bridge, a connection, instead of a separation, instead of a border. So we have the same passport when we work for the same company, and it should be like that. But the benefits needs to be shared, especially on emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Because it's an energy, it's an energy. And if the energy is not good in a company, when you work 9, 10, 12, 15 hours a day, your life is just like, it goes so fast now. And the new generation, the new workers, they want to be happy. That's their first goal. Before, it used to be very successful, very recognized by societies, social stature. Today, they even refuse managers' position just because they know they will do extra hours and they will have too much responsibility. They want to have fun. They want to have, they keep their skateboard until the age of 35 years old. So they have a mentality that is different. It's different. And they are very collective, these new workers. These new workers, they are not just living for the company. Imagine now you have a smartphone, you can know what the world, is, because you have access to so many news channels, so many information with search engines. So if we go back 30, 40, 50 years ago, we didn't have that. So we had the family, we had friends, and we had work. And we had the newspaper that we needed to open the page. It was not fast like it is today. So the world is changing. Companies need to adapt. And I just love to go in companies and change, help to understand how we can modify slowly and step by step with knowledge. Because the more we know, the more we become free also. And that's what we need to bring. And it has to come from the employee, the respect and the loyalty. You cannot impose the loyalty to an employee. It has to come from the deep values. Respect is not something you can buy. You can buy absolutely anything, but you cannot buy respect. You cannot buy happiness. You cannot buy also loyalty.